Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. It's a kit in 148 scale which copies Focke-Wulf 190A-8 R2. So that's a big scale plastic from Eduard, and we are going to check it because it's a fresh version in as a weekend edition. You can notice it here. So it offers you a plastic without any additional accessories, so therefore it's cheaper, more accessible, and that's why it might be a bit more interesting for some modders who don't want to work with extra, so they just don't have extra money. So here we have a commercial sample. It means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you will see in this nice box, and I have to say that box arts from Eduard recently, they're really amazing. I mean, it wouldn't be a shame to cut off this box art, put it into the frame and place it on the wall, because just look at this picture, it's amazing in my opinion. So box size is standard for such release from Eduard. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Next, on the side here you can see some information about this kit. So of course it is made in Czech Republic. Here, by the way, you can see the Eduard address. If you would like to visit them, that's where you should go. And also we have 4 marking options included here, so you can see them on the other side of the box. And that's a recent improvement in weekend edition kits, so we get more marking options, and definitely that's a cool thing. And it's a top opening box. As you can see, plastic sprues are separated into 2 bags, so we are going to open them one by one and check what is actually included here and why this kit is considered as one of the best Focke-Wulf 190 and 148 scale. So first of all, we are going to start with top plastic bag. As you remember, it was packing the wing and fuselage parts. So here, for example, you can see fuselage halves, and both are molded together with a tail fin, and cowling will be assembled separately, by the way. And of course, rudder is also separate. You can notice it here. So let's zoom in even further so that you can see that we have also the nice external features. It means recessed panel lines and rivets, and everything looks cool. It's just a matter of careful painting and weathering, and all these features will be visible on your model. And if I flip over inside, you'll find only guiding elements, because all the cockpit parts, they will be assembled separately and inserted in between fuselage halves. So no worries, still cockpit will be quite nice thing to see in such kit or in this scale. Next, we continue with wing parts. So here you can see 3 parts. I would say that's a traditional design. As you can see, flaps are pre-molded, so if you would like to have them in a drop position, you will have to get a separate accessory set made out of PE, but ailerons are separate. That's quite interesting design. And if I flip it over, inside you'll find again some guiding elements for internal elements. And let's zoom in. External features, they are I would say pretty much the same as what we saw on the fuselage parts. So it means recessed panel lines and rivets, and it also means that it will look amazing if you are going to apply some pre-shading, maybe some weathering, also panel washes. All this stuff will help you bring out these details and show them on your model. Next, we continue with another plastic bag. Maybe you even hear how I'm opening it, so just give me a second to take these sprues out of the plastic bag. So they were packed together with this clear sprues. You can see it is in separate plastic bag in order to avoid any possible scratches. So I'm going to take it out right now. And here it is. So here we have canopy parts, and of course there is no surprise that we have separate canopy parts, and that's really cool because you will be able to assemble the open cockpit on your model, and molding quality looks cool. But there are no masks included, so if you would like to cover these clear parts, you will have to buy a separate accessory set from Eduard, and that's actually a traditional thing for weekends. As I said in the beginning, you do not get any accessories in this type of set, so there is no surprise in this. Next, we continue with a gray plastic sprue. So this one is dedicated to mix of various parts. First, let me show you the overall plan, let's say, so that you understand what we have here. As you can see, there are cockpit parts mixed with landing gear parts, so we can zoom in here. And here you can see some cockpit panels. We also have parts for gun bay. Next, we continue with landing gear wheels, and also we have some landing gear parts, as you can see, for legs. Next, there are also several versions of the instrument panel. And here we have, by the way, exhaust stacks and antennas for night version. Obviously, they will not be used in today's release, but I guess the night version is coming soon, so maybe it will be released as a Profi pack first. Who knows? We'll see. Next, we continue with next thing. So here we have a mix of two propellers. Obviously, one will be used. We also have some parts for main wheel wells, engine insert. So yes, if you would like to copy the full engine on this model, you will have to buy a separate bracing set. And the same can be said about the cockpit. So cockpit is really nice here, but if you would like to have even more features, then definitely get a bracing cockpit. By the way, we have two cockpit floors here, so it will be up to you. Well, it's not up to you, it's depending on the release you're choosing, but here we will use only one, so one will go into your spare parts box. Here we have some cowling parts, and it's really nice to see these front cowling rings molded as a single piece parts. It means you won't have any seams in this area, and also propeller hub here. Okay. Next, we continue with the last gray plastic sprue. So this one is dedicated to, I would say, relatively large parts, because here we have ailerons, we also have landing gear doors, and I can see external fuel tank. So all this stuff will be really handy in order to copy some versions. And of course, it's cool to get the fuel tank, let's say, out of the box. And you can also replace it with a bracing release, but it will require some extra money from you, so it's already your decision. Next, we continue with Decals Sheet. So this one is dedicated to mix of main symbols, if we can say so, because here you can see these crosses, swastika. We also have propeller spirals, and we even have some decals for the cockpit, which is, I would say, better than nothing. So it means you'll have these seat belts, you'll have also dials for instrument panels in the cockpit. Next, we continue with stencils. So stencils were printed in 2017, you can notice it here, but still printing quality is nice, and it's cool to get them out of the box. It means your aircraft will be covered with them, and in 1/48 scale it will be noticeable, so that's a nice thing to have out of the box. Next, we continue with assembly manual. So this one is printed in form of large color printed brochure. Maybe I'll close the camera a bit. On the first page we have short history note, and next we continue with the parts map. Note how many parts will not be used. They are marked with this blue color. Assembly process obviously starts with the cockpit, so you can see some decals will be used for seat belts and instrument panel. Then you join all this stuff, including the engine insert and exhaust stacks in between fuselage halves. You assemble wing parts, which are quite easy to assemble, even though a lot of parts are engaged in this process. Do not be afraid of this. Next, here you can see the cowling assembly process. So as I said, these cowling rings are separate, which is really nice. And next we work on the landing gear. Here you can see propeller and canopy parts, also the small guide for the right alignment of the landing gear legs, because they're quite special on this aircraft. Here you can see also the assembly option for the open canopy and for the closed. Note that some parts will be used only for the markings A and C, so be careful and keep track of this. And here we have the last step, which includes this fuel tank attachment under the fuselage. Next, we continue with the first marking option from Germany, July 1944. Here is another one from Germany, early something, I guess 1944 as well. They just forgot to write it here. Another one is Germany, September 1944. And here we have one more marking option from Germany, October 1944. By the way, there is also a separate stenciling guide so that you know where to place all the stencils. And of course, a small, let's say, ad for the resin accessories for this kit. As I said, there are several bracing kits which can be used with Focke-Wulf 190, so it will be up to you which ones you would like to get for your build. As for today's kit, it should be already available. You can get it on official Eduard website, and in my opinion this is a good choice for modelers who would like to build a Focke-Wulf 190 and build it with nice marking option and with good quality, so definitely check this kit. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such a release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!